Is press coverage essential for EB1A approval? This is my EB1A Mythbusters series, and the short answer is no. There are a lot of paths to get you to a winning case strategy for an EB1A. I do really like press coverage, and let me tell you some things to think about if this is part of your background. First of all, if you have the chance to have your work covered, take it. If they need a spokesperson the day that an important visitor comes to the company, volunteer. If you're in a newspaper, get a copy of it. If it's not in English, get a translation of it. If it's not in the United States, try to figure out what the circulation information is for it, because it can be hard for your legal team to figure all that out. You may be in a much better position to feed them that information to say, hey, this is actually the largest newspaper of my city. My home city has a population of 20 million or whatever. Feed them that information because they may not realize it. And especially if there's a language barrier, they may not have the resources or the wherewithal to figure out what the article says. If you're ever giving your legal team foreign language material, it's really a good idea to give them at least informal translations and point them to the important part. It can run up your cost a lot if they send everything for formal translation, and then they may not even decide to use it because they may decide that it doesn't really benefit your case. So I think that press coverage can be great. Definitely, if you have it, share it with your legal team. Definitely, if you're in an opportunity to get more of it between now and when you file, it's almost always going to be a plus. But just because you have had a low profile does not mean that you can't win. There are plenty of people whose careers have been very behind the scenes and yet very impressive. They will not be able to prove from the public record enough to win an EB1A, but they can prove it oftentimes using other forms of evidence, such as testimonials from executives that they've worked with or know, other people in a position to have an opinion that matters who say, oh yeah, this person's great. I credit him with his role in this major project. I do like press coverage also sometimes to explain your project. So this is another thing to give to your attorney. Even if the article doesn't name you, it can be excellent background information to give the context about your work. So if you say, hey, I was the #1 guy on the super secret big project that my management consulting company did with this gigantic Fortune 100 company. If your legal team understands what that project was for and there's some public evidence that that project happened, that could be a great thing to have in your notes and make sure you get it across to your legal team so that they can understand why you're such a big deal, even if it's not going to actually end up in the criteria as press coverage of you. If you want to learn more about EB1A strategizing, please sign up for my email course. Thanks.